Locke & Key has become one of the most intriguing programs on Showcase, and with its insane finale of Season 2 leaving fans dangling over a cliff, there are some details and unanswered questions that fans are demanding the next season of the show solve. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at all of those unanswered questions. This is going to be a Locke & Key fan's dream video, so I recommend that you stick around because you're not going to want to miss a second of this video. So, how is adulthood going to affect Tyler? As fans of the show already know, people in the Locke & Key universe lose their memories of magic once they hit adulthood, which officially hits when they turn 18, which is frankly ridiculous to me. You should lose your memory of magic when you have a bill that's over $1,000. That's when you've hit adulthood in my mind. Anyway, rules are rules, and it looks like Tyler is set to lose his memories. But is that true? If you remember in Season 2, the Locks did in fact find the memory key, and they used it to bring back Duncan's memories. And earlier in the show, we saw Tyler's girlfriend Jackie lose her memories of magic when she turned 18, and that scared the pants off of him. It seemed like once they found the memory key, Tyler would jump at the opportunity to have it used on him. I mean, nobody wants to lose the amazing memories of times with your family and siblings, and of course the fact that you had magic powers. I mean, if I had magic powers at one point in my life, I'd want to remember that. But at the end of Season 2, Tyler revealed that he wanted to move on from his past, and that he may end up choosing to forget his past regardless of the fact that he and the Locks are in possession of the memory key. Well, let me tell you that it's no understatement to say that fans are rattled by this, and they are immediately demanding answers. Why would he willingly give up his memories? Why would he choose to forego his memories even though he has an easy solution? I guess we may find out more when Season 3 finally releases, but if you remember, the last time we saw Tyler, he was packing up his bags and heading out on a road trip just a few days prior to his 18th birthday. Will he already have forgotten his magical past by the time we see him next? Hopefully, we find out sooner rather than later. Are we going to see Scott Cavendish and Kinsey Locke date? Scott and Kinsey have been the will they won't they couple of the show, but are we finally going to see them date come Season 3? Let's take a look at the evidence. As we know, Kinsey dated Gabe in Season 2, but while she was dating Gabe, she was clearly still enamored with Scott, and obviously Scott still cared for Kinsey as well, or else he would not have been so suspicious of Gabe's true intentions. While Kinsey always trusted and sided with Gabe over Scott during the majority of Season 2, it was finally revealed that Scott was right in questioning Gabe's motives, because it turns out that he was actually Dodge the entire time. And once that was revealed to Kinsey, she instantly turned to Scott for help because, of course she did. Lesson learned: never trust guys named Gabe, not in TV shows, movies, video games, or real life. Anyway, after Gabe revealed himself to be evil, Kinsey turned to Scott for help, and Scott took this as his time to finally shoot his shot, which resulted in the pair kissing during the finale of Season 2. Now, usually this would just instantly start a relationship in a TV show like this, but of course, there's still one more roadblock, and this time, surprisingly, it's not caused by a guy named Gabe. Earlier in Season 2, Scott got accepted into film school in England, and he already planned on going. So how are Scott and Kinsey going to date if Scott is in England? Are they going to try long distance? Are they going to just cut things short and maybe try again later? Will Kinsey move to England with him? Will Scott decide to stay home and help fight the demon issue now that Tyler's no longer in the loop? Obviously, we'll have to wait and see, but there is a chance that the worst happens and the pair just decided to stay friends. What a tease that would be, right? If the writers of Locke & Key are watching this right now, which we know you are, please let them date. Don't make them kiss and then just be friends. Can't imagine anything worse. Just how evil is the new big bad? Season 2 of Locke & Key had a pretty deceitful villain in Dodge, Gabe, who did a pretty good job of wreaking havoc in Matheson. But is the new big bad for Season 3 going to be even worse? Well, according to the showrunners of Locke & Key, Carlton Cruz and Meredith Averill, he's going to be much, much worse than we ever imagined. Frederick Gideon was of course introduced in Season 2, and we saw that his evil knows no bounds. After a series of jumps and time, we see how Gideon made his way to Matheson, and we saw that he is the epitome of hatred and evil. Gideon was alive during the Revolutionary War and was a general in the military, and he gained a violent streak from it. During the war, he led a group of unsuspecting soldiers into the sea caves where they stumbled upon the Black Door portal into the demon world. While in the cave, a whispering iron converts a soldier to a demon, and after seeing that, Gideon decides to do what no regular person would ever do, and that is let a second iron hit him in order to bring bring evil into the human world. It wouldn't surprise me at all if his real name was Gabe after seeing that moment, but I digress. In the finale of the second season, we see Eden bring back the sinister captain to Matheson, and he wastes no time murdering Eden and heading off to cause damage to his new home. While Season 2 spent a decent amount of time setting up exactly how evil Gideon is, what can we expect from him in Season 3? Well, according to the showrunner of Locke Key, we're in for one heck of a demonic villain in the upcoming season. In an interview with Decider, Crew said, "It's a lot of havoc. I would say it's like an 8 on the havoc scale, possibly even a 10 by the end of the season. I mean, there were times in Season 2 when I thought Dodge was a 10 out of 10 on the havoc scale, but I guess that makes me silly sausage, because apparently we never even got above an 8 last season. And Cruz isn't the only one who's incredibly worried about the potential damage to Matheson Gideon can do. The actress of Nina Locke, Darby Stanchfield, said that Gideon is the scariest villain the show has ever seen, and that Gideon makes Dodge look like a dime store imitation villain. So that's probably bad. I mean, how can a villain get much worse than a person named Gabe, right? I mean, he would have to be really evil in order for that to happen. Obviously, we're unsure as to what his goals are for Season 3, but we know that cannot be good. Moreover, Gideon is going to have an easier time defeating the Locke clan, especially with Tyler gone and with Scott potentially leaving too. Will the threat of this magnitude be enough to convince Scott to stay, or for the Locke clan to go against Tyler's wish to move on and use the memory key on him? I guess we won't find out until Season 3 actually premieres, but we can speculate until then. And honestly, I think that Scott will stay, because what's the point of going to film school when you have knowledge of a potentially world-ending threat? And not only do you know about the threat, but you actually have the powers to help defeat the threat. So how can you just take off? Additionally, I think that the Locke clan will have no other choice but to use the memory key on Tyler, as the Locke clan is going to need all the help they can get in order to defeat Gideon. But I could be wrong, as of course this is all rumor and speculation, so take all of this with a grain of salt. But of course, all of our burning questions will be answered when Season 3 releases. But one last burning question I have is, when is Season 3 of Locke & Key actually coming out? As of this recording, we still don't know, and we're patiently waiting every day for some news. But until then, stick to the channel, because we have all the news for you guys the second it breaks. That's all we have for you guys today on the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.